back or to my channel. My name is Lindsay, and today we are doing my 2022 plan with me. As you can see, I'm just showing you some of my supplies that I'm using in today's video. Please keep in mind I do not use all of these. I tend to like to grab a bunch of stuff that I know my theme is going to be from the beginning, and I don't always use everything that I pick out because I tend to go back and look into those stickers that I showed you are from some AliExpress and some Jean stationery hauls, and I just kind of grab a couple. And even with like all of these pictures you see, I don't use everything, and sometimes I pull out pens and colors and stuff that I don't end up using in my setup. I don't feel bad about it. I just kind of, if I pull it out, I pull it out. Then, if I don't use it, I don't use it. So we're jumping right into my title page for 2022. This page, I guess this page came together actually pretty quickly. I had a kind of idea of the style and what I wanted it to look like in my head, and it definitely matched up to what I was able to put on paper. But so the reason why this is kind of titled that I'm breaking some rules is because I wanted to show this is only my second year going to be like a full 2021 was my first year bullet journaling, and so this is only my second year. I did go more minimal in terms of how many spreads I included for last year, but for this year, there was definitely a couple spreads that I just didn't use, and I didn't want to continue for this year. There's a couple of spreads that I didn't fill out throughout the year, but I know would look really good once it's done, and I'll show you and tell you what those are when they come up. But so the first thing that I'm breaking a rule for is I'm not starting a new journal. This is an A5 size Archer and Olive notebook that I started actually using in November. So I didn't even start using in the middle of the year, which most people do. I started so November and December is in here, and then this 2022 page is after those 2 months. And I'm totally okay with it because I don't want to waste a notebook, and I don't want to try and forcefully fit months in a page or plan with me in a notebook that just don't fit. So this is one of those spreads that I was mentioning that I don't technically print out those pictures throughout the year to put in this. I called it Moments Captured. I got the idea from Amanda Rach Lee, which I've also heard that she got from someone else. I can't remember who the original idea was from, but so I know that this is where I got the idea from. So I just wanted to credit her, of course. And I love what this spread looks like once it's filled out. This was my first Dutch door per se, as I cut off the first couple of lines of it so that I didn't have to do the title twice, because I did the 6 months on one double spread and then the other 6 months on the other. Even if not all of the pages, or even if not all of the months are going to be in this specific journal, I still wanted them to be together, I guess. I want to be able to see the whole year at one time. But another rule that I broke is I did no future log. I didn't do a future log because I don't use it. It's time to set it up that I don't want to waste doing, and I use my phone. If I have an appointment coming up that's in a month that I haven't created yet, I just use my phone, and I'm sure most people do, so don't feel pressured to put in a future log if you legitimately don't use it, because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of a double page. It's just not necessary. With that being said, this page that I'm about to work on is something that I also was not going to include, but then I did include. So then I saw a photo on Pinterest that I will leave my inspiration photos I'll leave a link in the description box, but the Fab 20s, which is what this Pinterest page is called, came up with this style of page, and I really liked it. So again, I don't use a calendar, I don't go back and look at this calendar when I'm setting up my pages because I generally always use my phone. But, if my phone's not around or it's charging or whatever, then at least I do have this opportunity to look at this. But again, I know that I'm not going to use it all that much. But to me, it's very satisfying to see all on the page with all of it, at the year at a glance, the calendar for the full year. So that's why I included this. And then the events page, which is the one on the right-hand side. Oh yeah, so my hand was cramping here and I shook the pen and I guess ink just splattered everywhere. That spot you saw on my hand, I wiped it from my forehead. So that was perfect. But anyway, so the events page, I saw on Pinterest before a page of just birthdays, and I really liked that idea, but I also wanted to see, I know I have a couple of weddings and, different, and I know all of the events leading up to said wedding. So I wanted to be able to see how busy this year was in a whole year at a glance type deal. So that's why I decided to put in these pages, but technically I wasn't going to. But anyways, that's why I added these pages. Another rule that I broke that is not necessarily I know that these aren't written rules, but just in the YouTube, Instagram, bullet journal community this is generally those pages that they include. So the last, I guess it's kind of the last rule or second last rule that I'm going to mention is I didn't do a goals page. And the only reason for that is because it's overwhelming. I don't know what my goals are. I don't know. I don't want to list a goal and it not be realistic. It's too overwhelming right now. As if you've seen any of my last couple of months plan with me videos, you'll know that I just recently moved in December and it was a very busy time, and even January is a very busy time with my 9-to-5 job. And it's overwhelming. I don't want to think about that right now. And so I just didn't bother. And I didn't do it in the first year either. And so I just I didn't bother. And what I also wanted to mention that I am terrible, terrible, terrible at, even though I love doing these collage style pages and I collaging and the scrapbook style, I love it because I do a lot of collage art on my page and I do have a couple of videos planned to come out in January for that. So I don't know how to stay consistent with my themes, quotation marks, because I don't know how to do different fonts. I know that I can look at Pinterest. I know that I can, try and copy other places, but I record with my phone, so I can't really do that. I don't have an iPad. And 2, I don't really care. Honestly, I don't. I guess because I use all of these pictures from Pinterest, which by the way are supposed to be black and white, but they very much look blue because my printer was running out of cyan ink and I didn't realize that cyan needed to happen in order to create black. But anyways, I tried to reprint it one more time and it still came out the same. And I'm just okay, well, I guess it's going to be a bluey black theme. I really wanted it to be black and white, but this is good enough. And it still looks really good. So I guess because I use these photos, it to me all matches. So like I said, didn't worry too much about it. And I know, generally speaking, the final unwritten rule, I think, is a lot of people, when they do their yearly setup, they keep things very simple. They generally do it as monochromatic, where they just have, one color that they use. But I don't like that style. I was really telling myself, because I knew that, a minimalist style, I guess, or, for a yearly setup does really well in the YouTube video world land. I guess that didn't really make sense, but, in the YouTube land, minimalist videos do very well because a lot of people get overwhelmed by stuff like this. And I didn't want to create my own journal just because I wanted to create a video that I knew people search for. I want to create and have this entire year be in the style that I like. In January, my 2021 and January plan with me, I can link it here. It was very minimal. I used 1 or 2 washi tapes and I had one color blue that I used because that's what a lot of people did for their initial setup. But February, I did a collage art theme for February 2021, and I absolutely loved it. It took me a really long time to set up. I think it was like 2.5 hours. I loved it. It was so much fun, and I loved looking at each page, and that's the point of it. So as soon as I did that month, I decided I'm going to do every month like that, and that type of theme or that type of style, because that's what I enjoy doing, and that's what's going to make me, set up each month, wow, how do you even say that properly? I would set up each month. It would make me actually do it. I really like how all of this kind of turned out. This is as you can tell in the title, I am working more on my finances and keeping track. I am now a full-on homeowner, and I want to keep track of all of our bills properly, and just to be able to kind of compare and see everything. Wow, I can't believe we went through my movie nights and my cleaning schedule, and I didn't even talk about them at all. But anyway, so I hope you enjoy my rambling throughout this video. I tend to go on, I tend to kind of jump from topic to topic, but I don't always like describing exactly what I'm doing in the videos, because I think sometimes it's pretty self-explanatory that it's right in front of you and you're looking at it. But sometimes I like that, watching a video and them explaining what they're doing, because it's relaxing, and I hope that this is also relaxing. But I'm just rambling to you, so I hope that you're enjoying this video so far. But what I'm doing now on screen, I ended up changing what I had initially set up, and I can create maybe a different video if you want of me explaining how I'm using my financial trackers, because I'm also going to have a lot of them put in my monthly setups that I'll probably go into more detail. But I can do a completely separate video if that's something that you're interested in. Just let me know. But right now I'm working on my sinking funds tracker, and at first I was going to just put them all together and separate them by each categories, or just list the category that money was going to. But now I just changed the categories to be 4, as you can see on screen. I wanted to kind of keep it separate, and I think what I'll do is for each month, I will do the actual tracking of how much money is going into each category for the sinking funds, and then I'll kind of total it up for all of January. Okay, how much money total went into that account or went out of that account. So if I deposited $100 and then I took out $50, okay, well for the month of January, I only actually deposited the $50, because I'm not going to do the in and out transactions. That's what I will be doing in my monthly setup. So moving on, again, I will explain more, I think, when I'm doing my January plan with me, which I will still do, even though today I'm recording this and it's already January 9th, and I'm hoping this video goes out tomorrow. And I will very quickly do my January and have that out as well, because I still want to have the full year. Better late than never. And, not necessarily just because I set up January doesn't mean that theme idea or those spread ideas can't be for February, March, or April, and so forth. So you'll see I just completed my 22 in 2022. So just a bucket list of things that I want to do throughout the year. Nothing too crazy, pretty self-explanatory. And now I'm doing my favorite thing that I've done in most, not all, but in most of my 2021 monthly setups. I had always done a mood board, and I generally did the mood board on the right hand side, or just on one page. Now I'm doing it on a double page, but I'll very quickly kind of explain each photo. So as I'm putting these down on the right hand side, the first one is just of a llama in a car that I use as just be fun, playful, and just keep things interesting. Don't overthink things. I have a makeup one because I want to focus and do better with my makeup. I have a picture of Zendaya because I'm interested in fashion, and I think that Zendaya is just a boss. She is great. I have money. I have a bridge photo for photography. I have a typewriter for my journaling. I have another fashion photo of the legs in the mirror. I have a bracelet business, so this is why I did the bracelets, that I really want to focus on that. The wine glasses cheersing because my husband and I really like drinking wine, And then the lions is because obviously I want to focus on my relationship. Not that it needs any focusing, but every relationship always needs, that priority. But we are already at the end of my video. And again, I can't believe I talked the whole time. So I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the things. It means so much to me. It really helps my channel grow. And I thank you so much if you made it this far. Please let me know in the comments what your favorite spread is. That would be great. And yeah, I hope you have a great 2022. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.